How's it going, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Soccer Report podcast. I'm your host, Dante De Thomasis, alongside my co-hosts, Niko and Tony. But Niko will introduce him. But first, we'd like to thank
Not the real Tony, you know. Everyone else used to different Tony on the podcast.
The new and improved.
Yeah, Tone knows that was Tone knows everything. This is Tone knows some things, you know. We hope soccer, but...
But first, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Cataldi Fresh Market, guys. Check them out. They got two locations, one at Islington and Highway 7. And, of course, their new upcoming locations, very, very, very close, guys, at Kill and Lawrence. Cataldi is the way to go for all your fresh fruits, bakery, deli, and, of course, the hot table is absolutely incredible.
Ah, great hot table. Can't go wrong with a good hot table.
That tomato season, too, guys. We had an amazing contest. Stay tuned for more contests, guys. It's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, congrats to the winner of that bushel.
Yep, Marissa, congratulations.
The barrel of tomatoes or whatever you want to call it. I'm not Italian. I'm not used to this stuff, you know. Unfortunately, we got another Italian here on the podcast now. Like, we need some more Portuguese people, man. Come on. But no, you know, so I mean, as you can see, it's not Toe knows everything on today. He's got some other things he's got to take care of, so we brought in a contributor for the waterboy.com. His name's Tony. Tony, how's it going?
I'm doing good. Thank you for inviting me for today. It's an honor to be a part of this, and hopefully it's a good episode.
Well, hopefully you know your soccer, man. We'll see what you know.
Exactly.
And as you can see, I'm in a PSG jersey.
Yeah.
They just lost Champions League, but if you remember correctly, I predicted Bayern going all the way. However, PSG put up a great fight.
They did.
We'll get into that later on in the show, but great fight. And you know what? They got the nicest jersey in the league. You know why? Because they got the jump man on it. And as much as a soccer guy I am, Michael Jordan is one of the greatest athletes of all time, best branding athlete of all time.
Yeah.
You put the jump man on the jersey, I don't care what team it is, I'm buying the jersey. Genoa puts the jump man on their jersey, I'm buying it.
So, Niko, let's move into TFC here.
That's what we're here for, man. Toronto FC.
We've got off to a decent start. We went through, first 3 wins out from the tournament that absolutely let us down. I mean, Montreal just happened. That was a bit ugly. How do you think that season's going so far for them?
Well, you know, it's 18 straight wins in the regular season, or 18 straight unbeaten in the regular season. One more game away from tying the overall MLS record. But again, in that time, they lost in the playoffs. They lost in the MLS back tournament. So they have had their beat, at times losing. But whatever, it is what it is. They lost one game to Montreal. Is it a heartbreak? No, they're still top of the table in the 3 Canadian series they have going on right now. They're still top of the league in MLS. I don't think it's anything to worry about. I mean, you've got the guys, they're looking like they're gelling. Pozuelo, Piatti, Altidore, we'll get on that a little bit later, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
Tony, what do you think?
In all honesty, I think the team is built to perfection for the most part. I think among the 2 other Canadian teams, they don't match up well with Toronto.
Yeah.
You can see the skill of Toronto is much better, and honestly, last night's game, Toronto beat themselves in a lot of ways. They gave Montreal a couple of good chances, and Montreal capitalized. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
And really, that penalty shot, I personally want to do it, but hey, it is what it is. You're going to lose once in a while, and it's simple as that.
If that penalty counted, though, that's one of the coolest plays in Toronto FC history, and you see that on the highlight reel every day.
Of course.
If it counts. And it should have counted, man.
You know what it is, too, guys? I mean, I actually watched the Messi and Suarez combination for that. Suarez was on the end. He wasn't on the round half circle.
Yeah, he comes in on the end.
Exactly. So, if Piatti did that, we had a goal.
Yeah.
We witnessed a pretty cool moment.
Yeah.
But, here we are. A tough loss to Montreal. I'm not concerned. I agree with you. I got to tell you guys one thing, though. I'm very impressed with the defending.
Really?
I'm really impressed.
You were one of their biggest critiques last season.
I gave them a lot of trouble. I don't know what they fixed, but Chris Mavinga looks absolutely incredible right now. His last 4 games have been absolutely rock solid. He's bailed out Omar Gonzalez on a ton of occasions, and I've loved the play of Aro. Aro Jr. has just been absolutely lights out. The way this guy crosses a ball right now is absolute money. His through balls, Altidore, he set him up beautifully for that one chance. I don't know how the hell
he missed. The goalie made a great save.
Yeah, Diop was incredible. Even the free kick earlier on Altidore, but I'm impressed with the defense. I think it's looking very organized. We've only allowed 1 goal in 4 games. What do you guys think?
No, it is impressive. I mean, then again, you got that one of the all-time MLS best defenders in Omar Gonzalez there. So that veteran experience is going to help with Mavinga, as we saw when he was with Drew Moore.
Right.
You know, that does help. Mavinga, it's hard to put him there by himself, but put him with someone that knows the game very well, and Mavinga's going to excel, right?
They're definitely looking good, the back line. I mean, you could tell they missed Lorea yesterday as a little sudden boost and at the halfway point to come in, that energy he brings, especially with Morrow, who is looking a little bit like he's gotten a little bit slower. The guy's old, got to give him a break, and he's got a very busy schedule now, so, you got to give him his break. Love Justin Morrow. He's getting older. You definitely have Lorea coming in half with I thought they made a big change in the game. But, they have looked good. The first goal that Montreal scored, their only goal, was Westberg's fault. He made a terrible pass out of bounds to give them a corner kick. They took a short corner. The guy made a gorgeous header back post. Nothing you can do. So I can't put the fault on anyone except Westberg having a terrible pass to give them an easy corner kick.
You know what it is, though? Is it just me, though, or something's changed with Quentin Westberg? Like, I know in the playoffs he was absolutely stellar, but I don't know. There's some things with him. He looks indecisive at times, and he's just not making the right plays at times. I don't know if it's just me seeing this, but as a goalie, like,
it's hard to judge. Like you said, that's his first goal he's let in the past 4 games. Like,
that too,
it's kind of hard to say he's been looking different. But
when the defense is playing that good, you're going to slack off a little bit. As much as you don't want to admit it, you're going to take a step back a bit when the defense plays that well.
I hear you. It's just that.
Would you rather Bono back in?
No. We're not talking about Bono.
I'm saying there's your options right there.
Right?
I know. I mean, and looking at their forwards though, Altidore.
Yeah, let's talk about Josie right now.
I think we need to talk a little bit about Josie.
The elephant in the room.
Everyone here knows I'm the biggest Josie supporter. I think he's one of the best players in Toronto FC history. I think he'll go down as a legend because he scored that goal in the MLS Cup final to win us the game. And honest to God, if he wants to play like this and stay here, I can't fault him too much because he's brought in so much to this club. But you're looking at that guy, and you're seeing that he's making $6.5 million to play the way he plays. Or doesn't play, because half the time he's not playing. And when he is playing, he's not looking that good.
No.
Especially yesterday, when Akinola came on, the guy looked like he was playing an attacking midfield role. Altidore's never been that good to play attacking midfield. No. You need him as right up front and as a striker, and he hasn't been doing that. And is it time to move on?
I think it is, Nico. I got to agree with you here. I think, Josie, we love you. We had you do a video for us.
Josie's a fantastic
He's an unbelievable
He's a Toronto
person.
FC legend. He'll go down. Build a statue of him, Giovinco, and Victor Vasquez and Bradley outside the stadium. I don't care. But right now...
It is tough. I got to agree with you. What do you think, Tony?
Honestly, the thing is, he's the legend of this team. You can't just push legends out. It doesn't look good. And he's, like Nico said, he's given so much to this team, so much to this city. And honestly, you got to let him keep playing.
But you know what could happen, which has been trending on Twitter the past few weeks, is... Excuse my, I'm not even going to say it. There's a certain owner in the league that owns Real Salt Lake.
Yeah.
He's a real piece of mierda. All right, I took some Italian words. I know. I've been watching The Sopranos, okay? But no, so this guy is a racist.
Yes.
He is a sexist. This
He's
guy's
everything.
a terrible person. And they're trying to say, you know what, that's it. We got to get you out of the league. And Josie, who's the first one to step up and says, if you guys are pushing him out of the league, I got a group behind me ready to purchase it. Now, if he purchases some of Real Salt Lake, should he not be playing there?
I think he might have to go there.
I think if you're owning a team, I feel like you have to play for them. He can't be owning Real Salt Lake playing for Toronto. That makes no sense. Would
that be the first ever owner player
in MLS? That's a good question. I don't know. Because did Beckham have any shares of Galaxy when he was there?
No, he only had the jersey.
They promised him later on, which is Miami. Now he has jersey stuff. So it could be. And you know what? All the power to him. If they want to get that guy out of Salt Lake and he's got a team ready to buy him, I say, you know what? We give them Josie for free. Sign a good faith. Go to Real Salt Lake. And own a team, make a real difference there, and he could be a good player on that Salt Lake team. He's still got his
for
legs.
The betterment of the league too. I mean,
100%.
You never know 100%. With these kinds of changes. I mean, we've seen it with the Clippers as well in the NBA, right? With that whole incident there. So
Donald Sterling.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring that guy up, but yeah, he's another one of those merdas.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But Nico, let's move on from MLS to the home stuff here, the home
Island game,
the CPL, baby.
See, we got the 2 jerseys, because we've had Borges and we've had Kwame Oua, who scored a gorgeous goal at the beginning of the Island game. Kwame,
absolutely.
Shout out to Kwame. The goal he scored. So far, it's my goal of the tournament.
It is.
And then we also got the York 9 jersey. We've had Ryan Telfer come on.
Ryan Telfer,
great guy. He's in the Island games. He's back there now.
First ever goal in CPL history.
Yeah, it's great to see them playing and to see them both being so successful. We've touched a bit on the Island games so far. I've been able to watch a few games here and there. I know, Tony, you've been saying you've watched a few games here and there.
I've watched a few highlights.
Like, what have your thoughts been of the tournament so far?
It's actually very even. I mean, I'd say other than FC Edmonton, all these teams, I think it's like 5 points separating first from
very
seventh.
close, yeah.
It's very even, and in all honesty, if I can say my one hot take, because I know it's a big thing on this podcast, is if York 9 gets that final group, they're winning it. I have a strong feeling.
But it's funny you say FC Edmonton's the one that's the worst. Everyone thought they were going to be the best team in the CPL because they've been around for so much longer. They played in past Voyageurs Cups against Vancouver and stuff, and this is the team that Alfonso Davies is that Edmonton boy. Exactly. FC Edmonton, he's got history there, and this is the worst team in the CPL. I mean, I've personally watched a few games. What I've seen has been, I mean, you know what? People are going to watch it. It's not, is it as good as soccer as you're going to watch in Europe? Of course not.
Yeah.
Is MLS as good as soccer as you're watching? But the difference between MLS and CPL is not as big as people make it seem.
No, the gap is definitely closed.
The gap is closing.
Yeah.
And there's some great players there. Yep. I mean, it's been a fun tournament to watch. I do have one complaint. And it's the same complaint we've had about the CPL since their inception. And it's that the owners, the league runners, the marketers have no idea what they're doing with this league. When you're watching the games, they have CGI crowds so they can throw advertisements all around. But what they didn't realize is that when you kick the ball into the air, into the CGI place, you can't see the ball. So they're kicking corner kicks, and you have no idea where the ball is. The players do because there's nothing there, of course, but when you're watching it, it takes something away from the game. You lose the ball anytime a ball is kicked a little bit high. It's brutal. And not only that, I'm talking timing of games, too. They had a game going rival with the few Toronto FC games. They had a game rivaling the Champions League final. How are you not scheduling your games better so that more people can watch them? I will give them credit that CBC has been able to play a few of their games, which is huge because I don't have one soccer. So I've been able to watch the games off CBC, which has been very huge.
It's a little behind, though.
It's, I think, a half an hour delay.
It's a pretty big delay.
I know on Saturdays, the first game is delayed, but the second game is always live.
It's always live? So that's good. At least they're having a way for the masses to view it, which they should. CBC is Canadian Broadcasting.
Absolutely.
How do you not have games on CBC? They're finally doing that right. Excuse me. But they have a lot of ways to go in knowing how to run a league.
Exactly.
And it sucks for the teams and it sucks for the players because these guys are going out there in COVID times, bubbling out in the Maritimes. You couldn't pay me to stay out there. You couldn't pay me. But I don't want to be out there right now. They're away from their family, and you have the marketers putting out this on TV. It looks disgusting. I'm not a fan of it at all. Whoever's idea it was, I get why you want that advertising revenue, but TFC does it. TFC has those images on the stands, and you can still see the ball. There's a better way to do it, and that guy's got to be fired.
Well, just do the banners, right? Do those little banners that TFC had, and just put the ads on there.
TFCs are CGI imposed as well, but you can still see the ball.
With Prince Edward Island, though, it's not really has seats on that side. It's just
it's just grass.
Yeah.
So they have imposed stands too, which is like it might be difficult. I don't know, but either way, it looks very, very bad when you can't see the ball coming in on a cross.
No, I agree, Nico.
It takes you out of the game.
So who do you think's gonna win it all?
All right. So when we started, when the Island game started, I can't remember if I picked Forge or Pacific. I remember I said Pacific was my dark horse, but I think I took Forge going through.
You did take Forge.
I'm switching. I'm going full-on Pacific. The way they've been playing, the Marco Bustos has been a huge pickup in the offseason. They've been playing really well. I think Pacific takes it and goes, and I think they win it all. Although, you know what? Seeing Forge still there, they have what it takes to make it through, but I'm going Pacific.
I got to go with Calvary. I think Calvary, this is their...
Oh, come on, man. No one from them's been on our podcast. What are you doing?
I'm just saying, I just think, you know, the way they're playing right now, they look really good out there. And obviously, they're one of the top teams in this league right now. I think, and goalie, especially Carducci there.
Yeah.
I think he's a very good goalie. It's going to be hard to score on them. Obviously, I want Forge and York to do very well. But it's just hard for me to... Especially with Calvary, the way they're playing, I got to go Calvary.
And honestly, one of the surprise teams is Atletico Ottawa. I mean, they were built, 2 months before this tournament?
Announced their team wasn't signed until a few weeks before.
Especially the chemistry, that's pretty good, what they put together. Mista, former TFC player as well.
Yeah, and Mista's done a fantastic job. He's got great players there. And, I mean, I know they've blown a couple of good leads, but you know what? For a team that quick to be that competitive in a league,
exactly.
So you got them pulling an upset, maybe getting through? I know you said York before.
I think they play Forge in their next game, I believe, and I don't really see. Forge needs this win to get through because they are defending champions.
Exactly.
They want to get to at least that group stage, right?
So you got York.
York, personally, yes, that's me.
So we got York, we got Cavalry, and we got Pacific. And you know, I mean, when we did our Champions League predictions, I was the one that was right. So if you want to bet money on something, throw it on Pacific.
Hey, Nico's got a great point there.
Missed
Nico's
it.
got a great point.
I just know my things. You know, watch Pacific's going to win. Last week, the whole team of the week was everyone from Pacific FC.
And
It was
DCR.
crazy. And they had DCR from New York too, but everyone else was Pacific
Did
FC.
you see Aparicio's free
His
kick?
free kick? Hey, man. Listen,
Two
you
of
know
them,
what?
2 games in a row.
Yeah.
Look at
On fire.
What's been very interesting too about this tournament is a few TFC loanees. So so Dunn has been playing out of his mind defensively.
Yes.
He looks
Valor.
very good for Valor.
Yes.
And Valor hasn't looked great, but he's been good in the back line, and he looks like someone that could come back to Toronto next year and really make some noise in that defensive line because we need someone to come up.
Yeah. We
We're
need
running
depth.
very old at center back.
That's right.
So Dunn there, and another one too on Cavalry, I believe, Boscovich.
Yes.
Who's a very good. He's not a TFC loanee. He's a TFC 2 loanee.
Wow.
So he's not even technically on the first team. He was
Wow.
loaned out from the second team, but he's been looking great.
Yep.
So, I mean, these are 2 guys that, you know what, I could see coming to TFC and making an impact in the first team next year.
Nico, I gotta agree with you, and I that's what this league's for, right? That's what this league's for, to get that recognition they rightfully deserve, and to have that opportunity to feed teams into the MLS. And if not, maybe even better one day. You never know.
I think a good thing too is what MLS, Montreal, Vancouver, and Toronto think about is their second teams, put them in the CPL.
Exactly.
Develop your players to
Yeah.
a competitive league. Forget about the USL. You have CPL here.
That's
I think
right.
that'd be a great idea.
I completely agree with you. I mean, it should be interesting. There's a lot to do with this league. I mean, obviously, if Nico was running it, I think it would be a lot more smooth.
A lot more smooth. Come on! This thing would be gliding like it's on ice. That's how smooth it would be. You wouldn't be losing the ball in air on crosses. You wouldn't be having to go up against Bayern Munich versus PSG. Oh no, I think I'm gonna watch Valor versus FC Edmonton. Give me a break. Like, what are you doing? It's a terrible planning. And you know what? I don't say I could do better, but us as a whole could go in and operate the CPL way better.
It's a second year in a country that does not think of soccer that important.
Yeah.
It's true.
So
They're facing an uphill battle.
To make it to second year with the pandemic is pretty impressive. So
Yeah,
let's take
You're
it
right.
one step at a time.
The fact that they haven't folded because of the COVID and everything in their second year
Yeah.
speaks volumes to how much money they have backing them that we don't see, or how successful they're running behind the scenes, because they got to be doing something right. And like we said, the soccer is good quality.
Yeah,
It's not Europe, but you know what? If you can sit down and watch an MLS game, you can sit down and watch a CPL game.
Bar none.
It's
for sure.
Yeah. Honestly, you know what? You watch the CPL might make some noise in the Voyageurs Cup final.
That would be
Well,
interesting.
I mean, Cavalry did knock out Vancouver.
Cavalry
last
knocked
year.
out
you go.
Vancouver last year.
Yeah.
Vancouver's not looking good.
And York
No.
9 did very well against Montreal.
York
Took a
9
penalty
tied
to beat
Montreal
them.
here when Montreal took a penalty. I mean, I would love to see a York 9
And
Toronto
they should have
FC.
won that game.
Yeah, the one in Montreal. It was a penalty.
Oh my
for Diaby,
God.
yeah.
I would love to see a York 9 Toronto FC Voyageurs Cup final.
Oh,
the
boy.
905 versus the 416.
I think
happens
Ryan
when-
Telfer would be
Let's
pretty
say
pumped for
Telfer
that
scores the
game.
winning goal in TFC.
Oh my God.
That would be crazy.
That would be crazy. I mean, so it's awesome. So you know what, guys? Get excited. It's Canadian soccer. Tune in if you can. CBC has been playing a lot of their games. Just take a look on your channel guide. I
Yep.
mean, and watch some of the games. Support the soccer because they need it.
Exactly. Nico, let's move on to the. Obviously, we talked about a bit earlier the Champions League final. What were your thoughts on this tournament? I know it's been a while, but you know the way Bayern, as you predicted, you pretty much called it. Is
ran
anyone going to
through.
beat Bayern?
They got back the earliest. They got in form. They got the chemistry up. The team was playing great together. They ran through the German league, and then you put them into Champions League, and they were so well playing together. The chemistry was so much there that they had no chance of losing.
Crazy.
And you know what? PSG in the final gave them a very good test.
Yeah.
You know what? They missed some really good chances to tie the game.
They did. They did.
But Bayern Munich, I mean, it was like heaven watching them demolish Barcelona. My God. It was the best game I've ever seen on TV. Watching Messi pick up Alphonso Davies, like, oh my God. It was brilliant. Alphonso Davies ran rough with it. And it was very sad to me because on Alphonso Davies' assist, he made my fellow Portuguese man, Nessa Semedo, look like a pine cone. The guy, not even a pylon. This guy was so small, he's a pine cone just sitting there. Alphonso Davies deked him out, gets right past him, throws it in the middle. I mean, first of all, Alphonso Davies is amazing. We said it before on this podcast.
What a story.
What a story.
Yeah.
And to see him in a Champions League final, winning all this silverware in his second or third year in Bayern Munich, I mean, good for him. I hope he wins so much more.
Exactly.
He deserves it. One of the best left backs in the world, bar none. Not even young left backs. I'm talking the best left back in the world right now. It could be him.
It's incredible. What are your thoughts, Tony?
With the Davies thing, the more impressive thing was his character, that he played most of that game with a yellow card.
Yeah.
You know, at a young age like that, you'd
Maturity.
expect, it's going to be a red card for sure. But no, he he stayed to his game, and he had Di Maria on his side, he had Mbappe for a little bit. Like, those two are the best wingers in the world, and to play with a yellow card against them and to finish the game with only a yellow card, that's impressive.
It's super impressive.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And Alphonso Davies, too, we talked about it, too, a little bit before with some guests on the show as well. Canada needed that heroic figure. And, you know, Portugal has their Ronaldos. Argentina's had their
Maradonas.
Messi, exactly, their Maradonas.
Not saying Messi.
Yeah, because Messi's not a big thing there. Brazil, you know, Neymar. Italy, Totti, Del Piero, you name it. Is Alphonso Davies going to go down as that hero?
I think he has a chance. I think don't count out Jonathan David yet either. There's a real chance of him making some noise as well.
He's at Lille now, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's at Lille now. He's got a chance to make a name for himself before he moves to an even bigger team.
Wow.
So you know what? Look out for both these kids coming up. They're both going to be very prominent in Canada soccer going forward. And seeing them trend on Twitter, seeing the TSN specials they're putting together for Jonathan David and everything like that.
I love that.
It's an exciting time for Canadian soccer, especially with these two kids. And let's not discount the women's team either. Kadisha Buchanan just won her 4th Champions League in a row with Lyon. So great on her, too.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Alphonso Davies' girlfriend is playing with PSG.
She was on PSG. They made it to the semifinals of the Champions League.
Incredible.
I know, it's really good to see right now, and I'm very happy. But how does this Bayern Munich team go down all time? Because it is a pandemic Champions League, but they still have to play. It was a different format, only one game. But honestly, can you think of a team that dominated more than Bayern Munich did this year?
I mean, it's very tough. I'm going to still go with the Barcelona, with the Xavis and the Iniestas of the world. I just think that midfield was unstoppable, especially when they beat Manchester United that year. I can't remember what year it was, but with that year when they had Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, it was just like watching magic. And but yeah, they're up there. I would say probably top 2, top 3 for sure.
Yeah, I think top 3 they got it. Lewandowski has been amazing. He would have won the Ballon d'Or if they didn't cancel it this year, in my opinion.
I agree.
They should give it to him.
They should have given it to him.
Still,
I mean, the guy was playing out of his mind, scored so many goals. All their other players too on there, like Gnabry, Coman. How poetic is it that Bayern Munich's goal scorer in the Champions League final was came from PSG's youth academy.
Incredible.
When PSG's too busy about paying hundreds of millions of dollars for your Mbappes, for your Neymars, and the guy that beats them is a guy from their youth academy. So it's just poetic justice seeing it happen like that. And you love to see it. And Kingsley Coman, he's another guy who's going to be a great player for years to come. They got a lot of good talent on that Bayern team, and you watch out for them to win a few Champions Leagues moving forward.
I mean, listen, they're the German machine, right? Every year, we already know they're going to win the Bundesliga.
Yeah. The Juventus of Germany.
Basically, it's just a matter of, okay, are you going to win the Champions League this year? Because that's pretty much what Bayern's motto is just domination, the German style, just like what they do to like Brazil back then. It's like this no mercy, relentless, like nonstop attack. That I mean,
gorgeous to watch.
It's gorgeous to watch.
It makes games so much fun to watch. And you know what? I hope they keep playing at this level, especially with Alphonso Davies on that team. I see them having a bunch of success in the future. And it's just holding on to their players.
I agree, Nico. But we got to move on. What do you think now? I mean, we talked about this man earlier. We talked about the 8-2 destruction of Barcelona. This man was doing this. Where's Messi going?
Yeah, I'm going to let Tony start because I got a lot to say about this. And I'm going to go to the end.
Okay, Tony, you go.
I'm going to be straightforward here. Barcelona La Liga can try to enforce that $700 million release clause. But if Messi doesn't want to play with Barca, he's going to tell Man City, hey, I'm going to sit for a year, let the contract run out, and Barca's not going to get anything. If I'm Barca, you let the man go. Get what you can. Don't worry about what you want. Get what you can because, you know, you're never going to replace him. Whether you get $1 billion or anything.
Exactly.
You'll never replace him no matter what you get.
No.
So take what you can get, make your money off him, and move on.
And has he not earned the right to say, hey, I want a different change of scenery?
100%
You know what makes me sick? The amount of passion and soul that guy has put into Barcelona over the years. He's basically a god there. Okay?
A dwarf god, but a god nonetheless.
Get the damn statue out. Let him retire. Let him go in peace.
It's not going to cost much to make the statue. He's 3 feet tall.
Come on, guys. Come on, Barca. You're not doing it right. Stop looking at the money. This is Lionel Messi. This is your greatest ever player, and arguably the greatest player to ever play. But I'll leave that for another. I'll leave that for another argument. But it is ridiculous how this is unfolded. I truly think he's probably going to go to Man City. Yeah. But you know what? Watch out for Inter too. I think Inter, with who they have there, and I know personally Javier Zanetti's on the board there, fellow Argentinian of Messi, who Messi has really looked up to over the years, and the Cambiasos of the world, they will keep in touch with Messi. I promise you something could happen there as well.
I think sorry.
No, go ahead.
With Inter's biggest thing is they got the biggest chance of replacement in Lautaro Martinez.
Right.
I think that's the closest player that could fill that Messi void. And he's still young. I think he's in his early 20s. So like that's the big bargaining chip that Inter has.
Exactly.
I hope he doesn't go to Inter for the sole reason that I feel like Messi will play very well in the Italian league still. I mean, Messi's getting a little bit older, 33. He can't carry a team by himself the way he used to, but he's still a fantastic player.
Right.
I think he goes to the Italian league, he will still be a very good player.
Messi, Ronaldo, is this going to happen?
Messi, Ronaldo, Ibrahimovic, now you got that Italian league as well.
Right.
See that again. But I really, really hope he goes to Man City for 2 reasons. First reason, the old meme of can he do it on a rainy night in Stoke can finally be answered. And 2, I think he won't be good. Okay, listen, when I say he won't be good in the English league, obviously he has talent. But the way the English league is, they have no care for your legs. When you're facing a team in the bottom half of the table, they're going at you. They don't care who you are. They don't care if you're Messi. They don't care what player you are. They're going hard at you. And that's going to get in Messi's head, especially at the age he is now. If Messi went to the EPL in his late 20s, even a few years ago, I think he would flourish still because he's that type of player. Right. But now that he's in his mid-30s, I think he's 33, I think he'll be 34 next year. I could be wrong. I don't see him having as much success as he did in Barcelona, and that is what's going to define his career. Right. And I know anything. He's had a great career. He hasn't won anything internationally. He's only won at Barcelona. If he stays with Barcelona and retires, his career, his legacy is set. You stayed at the one team. You won a bunch of trophies here. But now, if he goes to another team and is unable to win anything, that hurts his legacy, in my opinion. Although he goes to Man City, they should be able to win the EPL. They should. They should have a chance at Champions League. But if they don't, it tarnishes his career, in my opinion.
I mean, it is going to be ridiculous if he goes there. Keep in mind, De Bruyne, Messi, Sterling, Aguero.
You got to figure someone's going back to I've heard the rumors where Gabriel Jesus and Bernardo Silva would be going back to Barcelona, and to me that's a big loss because Silva's a very good player.
Oh, he's a very good player. Yeah.
Jesus, whatever, but Bernardo Silva's a very good player.
Yeah, I agree.
But
actually, let's talk about that a bit. Let's talk about some of the signings that have happened recently.
Oh my God, I've been hearing Luis Suarez to Juventus. I think Juventus' head office is like, hey, who's old and sucks? Let's take him. Because I swear to God, they're looking at Edin Dzeko, who's 34 years old, Luis Suarez, who's 33 years old. Give Ronaldo someone young that can play.
Yeah, I know.
I've been saying Raul Jimenez from the Wolves. He's playing for Wolverhampton in the EPL. He's a Mexican striker. The guy's unbelievable. I think he's in his mid to late 20s. Bring him over.
Traore's a tank,
too. Bring him over. Listen, get someone young that can run and play with Ronaldo. We don't need these old guys. Suarez at Barcelona this year has lost a step. There's a reason they let him just go. They don't care about him anymore because he's not the same player he once was. And Juventus has this very difficult thing of saying, okay, let's just put old has-beens in this team and hope we do good. Higuain, how did that play out this year? Give me a break. Juventus needs a shake-up, and they need to bring in young players that are entering their prime or in the prime. They don't need these old has-beens anymore, and I'm sorry, they bring in Suarez, now they've wasted another year for Ronaldo next year.
But they have a coach. They have a coach.
Oh, you hope. We don't know.
Well, we don't know. That's true.
I hope he does well too, but
Toe knows everything, called it.
He said, right, the day of, hours before he was signed.
He did say it.
We were on here, and Toe said, if they were smart, they'd go after Pirlo as their coach.
Yeah, Andrea Pirlo, there it is, guys. I think Andrea Pirlo can bring in that top talent. I think that is the guy that people want to learn from, and you never know. You never know. A player like that can change the whole game in terms of the philosophy of teams, right? We've seen it with Zidane. Who knows? We'll see how Pirlo does. Zidane has won Champions Leagues. Maybe Pirlo can bring Juve one.
You know Pirlo best, right? So what do you think of Pirlo? You think it's a good? You think he'll succeed?
Well, yes and no. I think there's potential for him to succeed for sure. He was one of the smartest players on the field. But at the same time, you look at Gattuso at Napoli. Gattuso has that fire to him. Where Pirlo is a very quiet guy. So with a team full of superstars, you kind of got to be a little bit tough.
I think Pirlo's a lot smarter than Gattuso.
Oh, 100%.
No offense to Gennaro Gattuso, who's an absolute pit bull.
And the best post-game interviewer, maybe rivaling Mourinho on his post-game interviews because the guy's hilarious.
For sure. But Andrea Pirlo is Andrea Pirlo, and just the way he sees the field, guys, this is very important. Just like Zidane, a visionary. Andrea Pirlo is also a visionary. And I know playing soccer over the years, when you have a visionary giving you a different perspective, look out for Juve's midfield to hopefully
But my question is,
rushing up.
Pirlo sees the game very well. Wouldn't you agree that Thierry Henry saw the game pretty well when he played? Because he is a terrible coach, all right? He can't coach in Europe. He comes to Montreal. He can't coach for Montreal. Give me a break. He's one of the best players of all time. Terrible coach.
But you need to be a midfielder.
I think that's the case too. When you're
need
that
to be a midfielder.
Central midfielder, you have the eyes of everywhere. Where Henry to me just sees the forward of the game.
He just saw the net.
Yeah, he just
he
sees
didn't
the
see
net.
anything else but the net.
I agree with that.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So we'll see. But anyways, guys, that's it for us. Make sure to tune in for more podcasts. Thank you, Niko. Thank you, Tony, for coming on. Before we leave, we'd like to thank our sponsors again, Cataldi Fresh Market, guys. Check them out in their new upcoming location at Kiel and Lawrence. Stay tuned, guys. It's going to look absolutely incredible. The place is going to be completely brand new. It's going to be spotless, absolutely incredible.
Who doesn't like grocery shopping?
Oh, my God. No, but I'm telling you guys, when you're looking at the construction, you see this thing playing out, it's going to be absolutely incredible. I can't wait to go there. But, I mean, that's it for us. Stay tuned for more podcasts.
Support CPL.
Support CPL, guys.
The CPL.
Follow us on Instagram at the Soccer Report Podcast, and follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel at the Soccer Report Podcast. That's it for us, guys. Stay tuned. Have a good one.